Welcome to PUC first year students. Today we are studying the chapter number 2, that is collection of data. Already we have studied the primary statistical data or methods of collecting data, that is primary data, in which there are personal interview and mailing questionnaires and telephone interview. Already we have studied, and today we have to study the secondary data. And first of all, we have to understand the meaning of secondary data and primary data. Primary data is for the first time they collected the statistical data by the investigator is called as the primary data. Primary data, it is first time collected data by the investigator is called the primary data. And now we shall study the secondary data. The data which are already been collected by others but can be used by investigator is called as the secondary data. Once again, what do you mean secondary data? The secondary data are already been collected by the others but can be used by investigator. It is called as the secondary data. These are readily available from the other sources. These are the readily available from the other sources. And now we shall study the methods of collecting secondary data. And there are two methods, namely the published sources and unpublished sources. Namely, the published sources and unpublished sources. The published sources means it is open for all circulations. They are open for circulations. For examples, the published sources, examples of published sources are international publications and government publications and newspapers, periodicals, etc. All three are the published sources. Every day you will be hear the international publications. International, there are number of international publications you see every day, and government publications and newspapers. Newspapers already Kannada, Marathi, English, Hindi, Gujarati, every newspapers already you are seeing and you are reading the newspapers, and number of periodicals are there. It is a weekly, monthly and so many periodicals etc. are called the published sources. Published sources means it is already collected by the others and can be used by the investigator. This is published in the books or newspapers or international publications and government publications and periodicals are all called as the published sources. Examples in examinations, they will be asked the examples for published sources. You have to answer the published sources are international publications, government publications and newspapers and periodicals etc. are called as the examples of the published sources. And now the unpublished sources. Unpublished sources means it is not open for circulation. It is called as the unpublished sources. It is the secondary data. What do you mean secondary data? The secondary data which are already being collected by others but can be used by the investigator. It is called as the secondary data. What are the examples for how many methods for the statistical or methods for collecting secondary data? There are two types. One is published sources, second one is unpublished sources. Examples for published sources are international publications and government publications, newspapers and periodicals are the published sources. And unpublished sources, it is not for open for the circulation. It is called unpublished sources. So you have to write the examples of the published sources and unpublished sources, and what are the methods of secondary data, methods of collecting secondary data. You have to answer for this. This is called as the secondary data. Thank you.